Bonjour, Bemidjoin Indigenous cause nin sa Kyle Malott, gano dodem, pawating and dochbia, pagiganinia can the bandagwis, gitchum shom subanik, yawik, Paul Mina Frank. So what I said was, hello, my name is Bemidjoin, which is water that flows. My English name is Kyle Malott. I'm from the Eagle Clan. I'm enrolled with the Pokagon Band of Potawatomi Indians. Frank Hamilton and Paul Hamilton are my grandfathers. So Frank is my great-great-grandfather and Paul is my great-grandfather. So Frank's name was actually Nitadi, which means a good player. I said that when he was young, he was pretty good at baseball. And so he was born in 1876, and his mother was Angeline Pokagon, and his father was Joseph Hamilton. And Joseph Hamilton was said to be a Civil War veteran. I've never been able to find anything on that. But his mother died when he was about 3 years old, and at that time his father left. So he was raised by different individuals in the tribe, primarily by Augustine Topash. Later on, he was sent to the Indian boarding school in Rensselaer, Indiana, called the St. Joseph Indian Normal School, and where, again, I don't know if you guys are familiar with boarding schools, but you weren't allowed to speak your language. It was pretty much kill the Indian side of you and kind of thing like that. After that, he came back to a community in Dowagiac, and he met who would end up being his wife, Alice Cecilia Rapp. They actually met while he was playing baseball, so that kind of fit in there. But there's an old picture of their wedding from 1896, and so it's the two people standing with them is Thomas Winchester and Angeline Williams, who are also tribal citizens, and then Frank Hamilton and Alice Cecilia Rapp are in the middle. And so Alice's brother, Andrew Rapp, ended up becoming the chief at the time. And so Frank became the interpreter for him because he could speak both languages. Andrew could not at that time. In 1893, you had the Chicago World's Fair where Simon Pokagon spoke. Frank was a relative of Simon Pokagon, they were cousins. And so Simon Pokagon, Andrew Rapp, and Frank Hamilton all went to Chicago. And the regalia pieces that you have here at the museum were actually what Frank wore there. Now, the pieces themselves are not Potawatomi style. So at that time, Iroquoian style was pretty popular. And it's actually a Wyandot style. And so I found an old picture also of a Wyandot individual, and that jacket looks exactly the same. The beadwork's a little bit different, but everything else is exactly the same. If you look at the patterns on there, you'll see shooting stars a lot on there. You also see two American flags, here, here, and then here and here on the two panels. And then you see vine work all over it. And vine work, you'll see different styles of different tribes. So this is Ojibwe here. And you'll see on these are Iroquoian in the pieces. The items are made on buckskin, and the headdress, actually the piece that holds it together is part of an old baseball cap. And you'll see furs hanging down, and these are eagle feathers, immature bald eagle feathers on there with beadwork along the front. So Frank was the interpreter for the tribe for about 40 years or so, and he ended up passing in 1939.